Not your typical video, but I said, you know what? Screw it. I was going to make a video about the X100VI and a review on that camera. And I actually filmed it. I put it in my computer and I was like, you know what? I don't want to make a review on this camera. I don't like the video. I don't like the concept of the video. I don't want to be just another YouTuber saying how great this camera is. So I'm actually not going to release that video. But I also came thinking about a lot of the creators that have been hitting me on my Instagram about the X100VI and other just camera gear in general. And then it hit me that a lot of these photographers that are hitting me up about this particular camera or these particular pieces of gear are just beginning in photography in general. Just fresh off the bat, going to buy a $2,000 camera, $1,500 camera, you know, $2,500 camera. Somebody asked me about the A7 IV and they're like, I've never shot a camera in my life. And I'm like, well, this isn't the camera for you. So I started thinking and I was like, you know what? Let's just put something out there stating some facts. Facts about photography, facts about where and what you should be doing when you first start shooting. First off, let me start off by saying thank you for joining me. It's your boy Simon Khalil. I've been shooting for over 10 years in the photography world, video for about 3 years now. And people who worry about gear never really learn the basics about photography. And that's what I'm here to discuss. I feel like a lot of these photographers on Instagram are just showing you the new piece of gear they got simply for views. And I get it, everybody wants to grow on Instagram and TikTok, and that's a really good way to grow your account when you're talking about gear, but it's a little bit different for me. I don't want to put out information that I'm a gear addict. Although I have gear, I don't want that to be solely the thing about my channel. So here's a little playbook for all you new photographers on what you should be doing when you first start shooting. First of all, number one, use your phones. Use your phones to shoot. All these cameras that are out now, whether you're an Apple user or Android user, it doesn't matter. All these cameras are more than capable to take great photos. Next, stop being influenced by these Instagram or TikTok photographers. Many of these people have been doing this for such a long time, and when they bring out a piece of gear, such as myself, that is a lot of money. Let's not get it twisted. A camera like this and a lens like this is a lot of money. It's not something that any average person wants to go out and buy, to be honest. And most of us aren't even sponsored by anybody. So we're actually coming out of pocket with a lot of this gear. So stop being influenced by Instagram and other creators about buying new gear and putting yourself in a deficit and putting yourself essentially in a bad position when it comes to financial reasons. Next, I suggest you get into some sort of network community or creative community when you're first starting off. You'd be surprised on how well this actually works. Now, I've talked in my Instagram videos about Facebook communities when it comes to photography and getting jobs, but also a creative community where you could take pictures, you could do meetups, you can send these people your pictures that you've taken or their constructive criticism. We don't really give a shit about people's opinions that don't give us value, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Next, having the latest gear does not make you a better photographer or videographer. Point blank, period. I can hand somebody this camera that's been shooting for probably 6 months to a year to 2 years, and they wouldn't know what to do with it. Simply because there's no reason for a new photographer to have a camera or expensive gear like this, because they don't even know the basics. So teach yourself the basics in manual mode only. Yes, I said it, and I don't care if you guys don't agree. Not using aperture priority or all these other or any of these automatic menus that the cameras have. Use manual mode. Teach yourself the ISOs, the shutter speeds, and what the apertures actually mean and how to use them in the right scenario. And lastly, guys, develop your own style. Developing your own style is crucial for you to stand out. I'm not going to get into the business side of things because that's a completely separate video that could probably be 35 minutes. But developing your own style while you're editing is absolutely huge, because you don't just have to learn how to use a camera, you also learn how to develop a style that you may not have thought about previously. Now, it's good to take inspiration from other photographers, other videographers, and how they do things and sort of tweak them to your own. For example, I sell presets, and you know, I sometimes hand out my presets for free on Instagram because it's something that people ask for, but I also sell them on the side. So presets are valuable into a sense where you can take someone else's style and tweak it to make it your own. But guys, the only reason I'm making this video, and I didn't want to make the X100 video, is because the hype around the camera is, I think, messing with people's minds. Like, you don't need this piece of gear. Did I get it to review it? Yeah, but I didn't buy it. My buddy was buying it anyway. So he let me borrow it for a week, and I took it around, I took some photos with it. But realistically, is it a camera I need? Absolutely not. Is it a camera I want? Sure, it would be fun to have, to walk around and take shots with this camera, but again, it's not something I need. So let's move away from the peer pressures of YouTube and Instagram, all these other platforms for you buying gear, and just buy shit that makes sense and works for you. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Sometimes I do give away my presets randomly, so if you're not following, you're gonna miss out. But other than that, I appreciate you guys joining me. Peace, deuces, I'm out.